Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I've got some lighting issues, but hopefully this not too bad. Uh, hell, I tell you how bad it's been. I've been afraid to look at my doggone roster. This year's gone so bad. If you guys get a chance to see this, it's your commish. Yeah, I've been missing in action. Let's see, teams, roster, Tennessee. I don't care. None of it can apply to me, and nobody's complained it. So whatever those changes are, sure they don't affect us. So man, just looking at the week, like I said, I think I scored the lowest points possible. Yep, 70 points. This is the new low for the commissioner. I've never been in Chris Peterson territory before. I don't know what to do. Like I say, I'm 1-4. I haven't broke a. I think I broke 100 once, and the game I broke 100, I got beat pretty easily by Big Al. So, um, as great as I was last year, yes, and I said great. As great as I was last season, not just in this league. Uh, Fat Bellies and Brady's Bunch can attest. I finished first in 2 leagues. I finished second in the third league, and we run this year-long NFL Pick'ems league. For the season, I finished second in that, the Fat Belly. So Chris Jackson and I had quite the year last year, and I've had quite the opposite year this year. Um, I think I'm 1-4 in both of my money leagues. I'm 2-3 in the league I finished second place in, and I've not cracked the top 10 in the Pick'em league. So I don't know what to do. Um, I don't see things getting any better. I think this might be the first time that Yahoo gave me an actual draft grade that's been pretty much on the nose. I think I got a D minus. I'm sure they'll correct that to the F that I deserve. I mean, I'm looking at roster. I mean, points for last week. You got a 166 from Lickety Splits, 155 from Fat Bellies, 170 from Brett, 150 from Leo. He beat Balco by a point. Damn, less than a point. So 150 to 149. Hell, Dwayne only scored 93 and beat me by 23. So I don't know what to do. I don't even know how I can get right. I'm looking at my roster. Um, my highest scoring player was 15 and a 12-point quarterback. My best player was on the bye week with Bijan. This shit wouldn't have been enough. Hell, Bijan would have had a good game, and I still wouldn't have broke 100. Um, hell, even Dwayne lost Lamar Jackson. I said he lost Lamar Jackson, and I still couldn't take advantage of it. So, um, going ahead and calling it, I think the commish has just been eliminated from the playoffs already. In fact, shit, Dwayne had an empty. He didn't have a kicker. Fuck, he didn't need one. Yeah, so um, forget the recaps. Like I said, y'all have seen them. I just want to look at the overall, look at the standings, see where we're at, see who's running away with this and who's not. All right, Big Al, Sack Exchange. Big Al's been an OG with us for the longest. He back when we had the first iteration of this league, back in the old B Dubs days. So Big Al has never won it. I don't know that he's made a serious run, but to see Big Al at 4-1, like I said, if this Al couldn't take it, that Big Al, I'm putting my support there. So Sack Exchange 4-1. He's looking good. I think he's the highest scoring team. No, that's sorry, that'd be lickety split. So easily the highest scoring team. But Big Al, you're looking good at 4-1. Lickety splits is 3-2. But like I said, guys got 800 points. So I think that's Big Mike. So that's a lot of points there, and that's still a good team. Brett 3-2, still looking good. Had a good win this week over Balco by one. I think that was you. Um, no, that was Leo. Sorry. So then here we got. Then you got Charlie's at 3-2. Damn it. So one, two, three, four. Four of the Doom division is over 500. Leo's at 2-3, and Dwayne's at 2-3. And here's where the suck comes in. Down in the gloom. Fat Belly's solid 4-1. Balco and Brady's 3-2. And then Survivor Scroll, Diesel, and Purdy Fly 1-4. I am in Chris Peterson territory. I am in CP3 territory solidly. I mean, it's not enough that um, I've outscored him. I said, but I didn't beat him. I said, so I think I beat Survivor Scrolls. Purdy Fly beat me, and I'm willing to bet Survivor Scrolls beat Purdy Fly. So let's see if that's the case. Where did all of our one wins? Survivor Scrolls one win came against. Y'all bear with me. I know how this shit works. So league matchups. I could go. Now let me go there. Just make it easier. So it wasn't last week. So week. What Survivor Scrolls do this week? Okay, Survivor Scrolls. Nope. Okay, then the week before. I know there's an easier way to doing this, but I'm not gonna find it this time, so it's just easier to do this, and y'all just bear with me. Nope, Lickety Splits beat them there with a 200-point game. And I hate that I didn't do a recap for that because shit, I'm gonna go back and look at that. 200 in our league is fucking massive. And let's see, then who do we got? Okay, that's me beating Survivor Scrolls. So where does Survivor Scrolls win come from? Beat Balco. I'll be damned. Survivor Scrolls got one. At least, yeah, he's got the better win of the three of us. So he beat a guy that's gonna make the playoffs, a guy that's run this before. So, but I've got to go back and look at that 200-point week. I hate I missed it. Lickety splits. Let's see what the hell happened at 204 to 148. And for Survivor Scrolls, 148 most times will get you a win. So 148, and you lost by damn 50, 58, 56. Oh, who joined on? Says I got somebody viewing. Who knows? I can't. It's not showing in the chat. So whoever that is in the chat, type something in if it's. I don't think it's me. So, but anyway, let me look at this game. 204 to 148. Let's see what we got. Fuck, he did that with a 16-point Jared Goff. So I'm thinking, who the Puka Nakua 41, George Pickens 35, Ashton Genty 37. Shit, that's 100 over 100 points with 60. 111 points from three guys. James Cook 24, Tucker Craft 10, Javante Williams 19, 10-point kicker. Hey man, 200 points in ours with only two wide receivers. We don't have those, three wide receivers and a flex. So basically, we play one man short and then the three-man bench, which is why we have so many guys that are available when you need them off the waiver wire. But 200 is a lot. We have an occasional 200 here and there. So, um, Big Mike, you're in rare air. And Rod, like I said, man, Survivor Scrolls, 148 gets you a win most times. I mean, that's a tough loss. Oh, I got it. Chat rate. Who's chatting? John. You know what, John? You're not only my most loyal, you're probably my only subscriber. You know, I was talking to Mrs. Kamish, and I was saying, I don't feel appreciated. I feel like my talent. I feel like they need to take my talent somewhere else. But then that's just me saying that. I'm gonna keep doing this. This is kind of fun still. But that's all I got left is fun doing this, is because my season pretty much is shot. If I look at what my upcoming matchups are, um, I've got Fat Belly, so I'm running into a buzzsaw. Um, I pick up guys on. Okay, I get Bijan back. but I just believe that's not going to make a difference. Who's Chris missing that he's going to replace? Nobody. Chris is not. Oh, thank God, Justin Jefferson's out. Excuse me. Um, all right, let me see if I put Bijan in. What does that do for the matchup? The dude, I am weak at every position. Every single position, I am weak outside of Bijan. Because whoever this Moody Marks guy is, I said that's how bad at the bottom of the barrel I had to scrap. But I had to go get a guy named Woody Marks who did once again like everybody else didn't do shit. All right, so now let's go to the matchup, and it says I'm going to play a close game, but man, I don't know. I'm looking at Drake May, Jamison Williams has been. I can't say enough. He's now in my undraftables. So Jamison Williams, congratulations. You are now in my undraftables. Uh, and some of those guys, like I say, James Cook, I had in there because of last year, and obviously he's doing great this year. But I always say that whole the commission undraftable started from Cedric Benson way back in the day. Rasan Salam is on there. I forget some of the guys, but yeah, welcome to the club, Jameson. Is it Jameson or I'm gonna call Jameson? But either way, this guy. I mean, Detroit is they're lighting guys up, and this motherfucker has done nothing. Let's see. Let me look at his history. Okay, he had 1 point. One game we had 22, like 6, 22, 6, 5, 2. And like I said, and Detroit is running up the score. You would think that all the pressure that Amon Ra would draw, that this guy would be able to, as he did last year. But nah, I have a team full of second-rate receivers. Let's see, I got Jameson. I think I got rid of T. Higgins. I drafted him high. I don't think I have T. Higgins anymore. No. Terry McLaurin, scary Terry is just scary now. He ain't done shit. Um, DeMercado, I could say 73-yard, and then he gives it up with the fumble and gets pulled from the game. So not only do I lose 2 points from the fumble, you take six off of the touchdown he would have got. Like I said, what did they give? I think he only ended up with 6 points, where he would have had 13 and got punched in the chest. So he deserved. I'd punch him in the chest if I was there. But yeah, so it's not looking good for the commish. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap out because I just don't see fire up the podcast. You know what, John? I think it's time. I say, I'm with. Well, John, since you're here, I can get equipment from the school actually. So I'm gonna see one of these long weekends. I'm gonna check out the podcast equipment and I can set up. And then if we can get Jackson to come by and we can do a trial run, like I say, I can get lighting in the boards and everything. So I think we're ready. I'm probably ready to do that. That's going to be more fun than my solo rants into this because it's hard to do this without a script. And like I said, I don't have right now a dedicated time slot that I can stick to. Like today was supposed to be my day, but Miss Commish, I take her out to eat, so you know how that goes. That's nothing that takes priority of everything. So she says we got some places to be or something to do, then the podcast gets pushed to the side. So um, then, yeah, like I say, school. If y'all don't know, like I say, I'm in school. I ain't in school for nothing serious. I'm just trying to pick up something in my free time and learn a new skill. So I'll play around with that. But I think the podcast can happen. So we'll probably need to come up with like a format. Like I said, I prefer to stick to sports, and there's a now granted there's a million people doing it, but I'm of the belief that as much sports as everybody watches, anybody can podcast. It's just how entertaining and how entertaining you can be, and how annoying you don't want to be. Because I'm telling you, um, there's enough annoying motherfuckers on TV. Start with Screaming A. Smith and those, and what's the fucker from the Colts? Pat McAfee and all that. We don't need to be we don't need to be the clown show. So we can talk sports. I say sports, fantasy sports, real sports, and sports betting. Um, I watched that ESPN bet probably most weekend for the game, and I'm just gonna say it like this, y'all. Hey, it's my channel. No one's watching but John. Them motherfuckers picks never hit. I said, dude, we make picks all the time that don't hit. So we're no different than them. I said, they handicap, they say, hey, here's so and so's picks, here's Stefania's picks, here's this motherfucker's pick. None of that shit hits. They don't hit. They're no more accurate than we are by a long shot. Cool to talk, entertaining, informative. We could do that. All sports, all things. And like I say, we need to definitely have our our gambling line on that. Like I said, because um, even when we do our parlays and stuff, we don't miss by a lot. My grand. I think some of these, a bad beat here and there, but we're no less accurate than these people on TV whose shit doesn't hit. It's rare that I say I'll go and watch ESPN bet or the Fantasy Wire or any of these betting things where they're making their picks and parlays and their selections that they hit. That's it. So they're no more qualified to do this than any Joe off the street. They just get to do it on ESPN. So I would be willing if I say, John, when we get with Chris, when we start, we're gonna make part of our segment is our parlays, maybe a two or three leg or something small. Ain't no 20 leggers. That's it. Never hits. But and then we're gonna compare our hits to the ESP, all the shows. Say, hey, look, here's what so and so picked. Here's what so and so picked. Here's what so and so picked. And then we're gonna go through and say, how did everybody do? I'd be willing to bet that we would probably do just as well, if not better, than any of these other shows. I'm willing to start a beef with them. So I'm willing to put this out there. Say, hey, ESPN bets. Cool to talk to that y'all beat. I'm willing. I'll stand behind that. So we're gonna put sports betting into the mix. So we probably need to do it while football's still going. 'Cause I think that's probably our best sport. Even though I think John and Chris, I think you guys hit big on basketball last year. I think the basketball, or was it football? Did Jackson hit big on football last year? I can't remember, but I think I know when I do straight up bets, I do well. My parlays don't hit, but you know I swing for the fences, so I haven't really done any of the three legs. I've done a couple three leggers that you know put up $5, you win 10. And I'm like, it's just sometimes they're just not worth it. I'd rather put a bigger bet on a solo bet than the risk a parlay for, a $10 profit. So I'd rather bet bigger on that than the other way. So we'll see. But yeah, so what is that? NFL and CF college football. Okay, John, you're going to be the college football guy. I do not follow enough college football. I can be honest about that. There was a time that I did, um, but I don't even know right now who the best players are on the best teams. Hell, I'm not even keeping up with Nebraska right now, and I think we're 4-1. Let me see if I can look up Nebraska. ESPN. Or are we 5-1? I know we only have one loss. Okay, there's Nebraska, so they're my favorite. So what do we got? Nebraska 4-1 with the good win over Michigan State. So we haven't been good in a while. So we get Maryland this week. We should be able to handle. I mean, yeah, Maryland. Those are old Big Eight. That's years ago. Big Eight, Maryland and Nebraska. So now let me make sure. No, Maryland was Maryland always Big Eight. I mean Big Ten. I don't think so. Iowa was Big Ten. No, Iowa was not Big Eight. It was. You know what? Now I don't remember. Thank God for Google. Big Eight football, Big Eight conference, the Big Eight conference. Who were the teams in the Big Eight conference? Nebraska, Iowa State, Colorado, Kansas, Kansas State, Missouri. I'm smarter than I look. I got to stop doubting myself. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Yep, those that was the Big Eight before the Texas schools joined and made us the Big 12. So yes, Maryland was an original Big Eight. So throwback to when we used to play back in the day. Now we're just meeting in a new conference. So, but either way, nope. John, Maryland was not ACC. I think they spent some time in ACC before they went to Big Ten, but they were original members of the Big Eight. No, you know what, John? You're right. I'm dyslexic. That was Missouri, not Maryland. I even said Missouri when I said it. So I'm glad no one else is watching this but you. So I can say so. It's Missouri, not Maryland. Maryland's AC was ACC, correct? Hell, Maryland won a championship in ACC basketball, so I should have known that. All right, that was my senior moment. That just, you know what? Of course I fucked that up, just like I've been fucking up my fantasy football. So yeah, that's what it's been like with me in sports this year. I haven't had any parlays. I'm losing in fantasy football. I'm losing in pick'em. The only thing that I'm winning is in DraftKings. Um, we're a little entry stuff in DraftKings. I'm winning there, but nothing else. And I know you guys that eventually may come to look at this video and say, "How come Mitch ain't talking about the league?" And it's because y'all don't come here anyway. So, like I say, you get to see me ramble on about whatever I'm gonna talk about today. But if you do catch this video, just know one thing, that the commish team sucks. And I have to own it, and there's no doubting about it. So I'm setting a small goal for myself. If I can at least win 3 games and finish ahead of Purdy Fly for a white guy. That's all I can shoot for, is to not be in 12th place and to beat Chris. So he's already got one up on me. So he beat me in the head to head. I can only hope to get maybe 2 more wins out of this and maybe play a spoiler somewhere, but I just don't see. Yeah, my secret safe. Yeah, John, these guys know that I'm getting old, so um, I just, like I said, I just don't know what to say about this fantasy season. I've never sucked in so many levels before. Every single league I suck, and in the pick'ems I suck, and on my fucking parlays I suck. Um, We've waited a year for football season. Could not wait for this football season, and this is what I'm doing with it. Is I'm treating it like a redheaded stepchild. But it happens to the best of us. So my biggest thing now is just ride out the year, stay competitive, pick off a win here and there. All right, but back to before I get out of here, gonna talk over some administrative stuff. Payments are due. Everybody has my phone number. It's on the text. So if you have Zelle, which everybody should have, you have online banking, you have Zelle. Text me your money. The guys that paid know who they are. So this isn't for you. If you haven't paid, if you don't think you paid, then you haven't. You know if you sent somebody $100 or not. That shouldn't be a surprise to you. Um, so I'm short a few guys. I'm pretty lax about it. I'm gonna be honest. I've had guys didn't pay up all the way to playoffs, and I just readjusted. But this is always the worst part about being a commissioner, is chasing money. So if you guys see this, get it to me. I'll probably text it out this weekend before the weekend's over. Say, hey, let me get that hundo. You got this phone number. You're all on the text. So if you see the text, shoot me the money. We can go ahead and get this done. It's obvious I'm not going to get any of it, so I might as well collect for everybody. So when I have to dole it out, I can get it to its rightful owners. And hell, I'm going to be out extra money because the toilet bowl money normally comes out of my pocket. So I'm not even going to get that. And thank God I didn't make any bets with Peterson this year because I'd have lost that too. So it's just been one of those years. So, John, I'm going to tip out. Um, if you got any lineups for the weekend, you can shoot them to me in the email. I've been doing pretty well with your picks. On Deke, even though they've been on small entry fees, I'm 5 for 5 if I have to go back and look at them all. And it's not like I'm, coming in at the bottom of the pay scale. I'm at the pretty high. You saw the screenshots I sent you. So, I, shoot, it's working for me. So I'm willing to put some of those lineups into um, bigger games. So, but except the only one I take that back. I did not hit college, so I'm 5 out of 6. I think the college one did not hit, and but see, college is so iffy because some teams, if they run up the score, they're going to keep running up the score. This whole playoff thing is, they don't take their foot off the gas. Sometimes they do. So college is always too iffy for me. So um, I may do one more if you throw something out there, but if that doesn't hit, then me and college is done. But the NFL, all the NFL ones have hit, all of them. So I'll definitely run them back. But anyway, like I said, John, this will be saved on the website. Everybody, if they get a chance to check it out, hopefully you do. Based off the history, no one's checking. So if I don't get any more participation other than John, I'll probably stop doing it. You know, to be honest, I say because it's not like anybody's watching it anyway. So I can talk to John every day on the phone. He lives around the corner. If I want to see John, I can go to his house. So if me and John are the only ones that are going to meet here, we don't have to meet at on a teams meeting or like this. We can link up at a sports bar or a golf course near you. So wherever it needs to be. So anyway, guys, hopefully you guys check it out. You definitely need to check it out if you owe me money. So let's get that put up. And Chris Peterson, if you see this, thanks for showing me around the place. I've not been down in the basement before, so if there's some things I need to know while I'm down here, I'm sure you can fill me in. So with that, guys, I'm out. John, I'll be in touch with you before the weekend's over.